The new term of the Supreme Court has begun, and there are several cases that EWTN Pro-Life Weekly will be following. These include Childs v. Salazar, a case that touches on conversion therapy. We'll dive into that in just a few moments. We'll also be keeping an eye on Ham v. Smith, a case centering around intellectual disabilities and the death penalty, and Bao v. the United States. This case seeks to ensure that federal prisoners have the opportunity to challenge their own convictions. Turning back to the first case we mentioned, Childs v. Salazar, this case centers on the constitutionality of Colorado's ban on conversion therapy, or efforts to treat issues relating to gender identity, gender roles, and sexual attraction. The case was filed by Kaylee Childs, a licensed counselor and practicing Christian who argues that the law violates her First Amendment rights to free speech and to freely exercise her religion. Alliance Defending Freedom is representing Kaylee Childs in this case. I spoke with senior counsel and director of Center for Parental Rights of ADF about the implications this case could have nationwide. Kate, Colorado has had this ban that prohibits conversion therapy on patients under 18 since 2019. The U.S. Court of Appeals upheld the ban, reasoning that the law regulates professional conduct, not free speech. What are your thoughts?
Well, the government should never censor the private counseling conversations of a counselor with their client, and they shouldn't tell clients what goals they can and cannot try to reach in counseling. But that's exactly what this ban does. Under the guise of conversion therapy, it's really telling counselors what they can talk about with minor children who are struggling with their gender identity. And these are kids who really need the help of open, private conversations that they want to be a part of with these counselors, and yet the government is keeping them from getting those.
Conversion therapy is controversial. How long has Kaylee Childs been offering this to her patients, and what has been the impact?
All that Kaylee Childs, our lovely counseling client, offers to her clients is voluntary private conversations in the counseling room. The government has used the term conversion therapy to try to bring up ideas of other kinds of conduct, but what we're talking about here is counseling conversations, just speech. Speech that this client wants to get. And so Kaylee wants to be able to work with kids who are struggling with their identity, who want to become comfortable in their own bodies. And that's what Colorado bans. It says that if she has these conversations with these struggling kids, she has to push them towards transition rather than have open conversations that can help them realign with their biological sex, even though that's what these kids are wanting.
And Kate, can you tell us, what does this case mean for parental rights?
This case has a significant impact on parents and on kids. These are kids who are struggling mightily in our culture with their gender identity, and they want to have good information and be able to have open conversations with counselors. And their parents want to find good help for their kids. We're seeing now so many detransitioners who got just therapy and other medications pushing them towards transition. We're seeing the harms that has on these detransitioners. And so we have so many kids in our society that just want to have these open conversations, the kind that Kaylee and other counselors want to offer. And it's important for parents to be able to get that for their kids.
And can you tell us, what other implications could this case have on healthcare nationwide?
This case is about professional speech. When counselors are talking, when they're having voluntary private counseling conversations with their clients, the government shouldn't censor that. So that can become an issue in other professional contexts, but we're talking about the government not stepping in and telling clients what conversations they can have with the professionals that they hire. And that's something that should be important to all of our citizens, no matter what they think about this particular issue.
And Kate, finally, are there any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
This is a case that everybody should be concerned about, that they should be watching carefully. This is about free speech, for us to be able to go to a professional and have open conversations, hear different viewpoints on something. These completely voluntary counseling conversations should be an important mechanism to help kids who are struggling. And yet the state of Colorado and so many other states in our country are trying to censor that and keep these kids from getting that help. And we're hopeful that the Supreme Court will step in and vindicate free speech here for the good of both the counselors and the kids they're trying to serve.
Well, Kate, thank you so much for taking on this very important case, and please count on our prayers for you all.
Thank you so much.